Greninja, a Pokemon, and the final evolved form of Froakie, gets his own Amiibo figure. Hey Nintendo fans and collectors, Lithium here from my channel Nintendo Collecting, bringing you an unboxing video, of course, and a review of the Greninja Amiibo. Now this is a character that I was really pleased to see included in the Super Smash Bros. Series. Some people were happy, some people weren't. Of course, it's the final evolved form of Froakie, who is in X and Y, one of the most recent generations, or the most recent generation of Pokemon. So it kind of makes sense to have a character from that game. But more importantly, I think ninjas should be in fighting games. I just think that's where they belong a lot of the time. So of course we do have Sheik, but now we have a water-based Pokemon to fight alongside everyone in Super Smash Bros., which to me is absolutely fantastic. So the box packaging for this looks pretty outstanding as always. Great picture of Greninja, got the name here a few times. For those of you following along the numbering system, we don't have it here in North America, but this is number 36, and it's one of the Amiibo from Wave 4, what my wife calls the Pokemon Wave, because I think there's Charizard, Greninja, and Jigglypuff. Jigglypuff will be next video. Taking a look at the back, of course, you can level this up to level 50 in the Super Smash Bros. Game. We've seen all of that before. Let's actually get to unboxing this guy. And Greninja's not a character that I have used a lot in the game, but he does seem pretty quick, and his moves are very agile, of course, because he is a ninja. And that scarf that he wears, someone's got to tell me the story behind that scarf. I'm sure some Pokemon wear some human items, or use some human items, like Marowak, or I'm not sure if that's a human item, actually, because they're using a bone, but it's just kind of weird to see a Pokemon wearing a scarf. It feels like he has some sort of different style design going on than all the other Pokemon, or maybe he's not on the same page, or maybe he's just trying to be different. Do all Greninja always wear scarves, or is it just this one? I don't really know. I think I'm looking way too far into it, or thinking too deeply into Greninja. But let's take this guy out. Number 36. It's crazy how many Amiibo there are. 36 Amiibo so far. That is a lot of Amiibo. So here we go, here's Greninja, and he is facing downwards quite a bit. It's probably better if you have him up on a shelf if you're going to display this guy so you can look down on him. But he is obviously a toad or a frog-based Pokemon, so he's going to be in crouched mode. I do love his arms and his legs and all of his appendages. They look pretty cool. He's only got 2 toes and 3, I guess, fingers. But I guess none of them are called toes or fingers. Very, very stylized design. You can see how great his lines and edges are. They did this really well considering how far these come off of him, which makes sense. His scarf's pretty well done too, which is pretty cool. There is the stands on this figure, which looks a little bit strange to have stands, and you can see he's got almost like Ninja Star designs on the back of him. His tail's there too. You can see some seam work. I'm not sure if it's by design or not, but there is some seam work on this guy, which does look a little bit strange to have seam work on them. A few of the Amiibo from Wave 4 actually all have seam work. But these 2 stands on him, I guess they were required to try and keep this guy up because he is so small in terms of how thick all of his arms are and things like that. So this guy looks pretty cool, but there's no expression on his face because it's covered up by the scarf. So I think this guy's trying to be really mysterious, at least it seems, and that's just his design as well. Kind of weird looking how his scarf goes one way and his arm goes the other. Kind of contrast to one another. It looks kind of strange. So let's get in terms of height of this guy in inches first, because he is pretty short. 3 inches tall if you include all the way up to his scarf and his one arm, which means in centimeters he is about 7.5 centimeters tall. So this figure, I'm a much bigger fan of Charizard in terms of the Amiibo. I just think you can see that guy a lot more than this one. This one's trying to be more mysterious. So this one, especially because of the stands and the seams, and I don't think you can really get a good look at this guy. The scarf being up like that is a little bit of a strange choice. I wish it maybe didn't look as much like a tongue as maybe a scarf or more flowing, but that's just simply the character design. You can't really do a lot with that. I would only give this one 8 out of 10, just barely, maybe a 7.5 to an 8.5, somewhere in that range for me. But please comment below, what would you give Greninja out of 10? I would love to hear your opinion. Thank you so much for watching. Feel free to fill that like bucket, follow me on all the social media links in the description below the video, and remember, as always, go collect them all and keep smiling while gaming.